is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. So many crushed spirits. So tonight, I ask the nation to pray for them, give the parents and siblings the strength in the darkness they feel right now.
Breaking tonight, President Joe Biden addresses the nation about the heartbreaking Texas elementary school shooting that killed 19 students and 2 adults. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mark Ockerblom.
And I'm Vanessa Welch. Sadly, we learned of a 19th student dying about 45 minutes ago. As for the gunman, he's dead, and police say he did act alone. They released this photo of the suspect tonight, an 18-year-old who lived in Uvalde, Texas.
Video tonight shows parents at a reunification center praying for their kids to be safe, many of them in tears. Some walked out with their children, others sadly did not. Just heartbreaking.
Just awful. The investigation is underway tonight at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde. That's 90 minutes west of San Antonio. Boston 25 News reporter Wale Aliyu live in studio tonight. And Wale, officials say the suspect shot his grandmother before he went to the school.
It's one of the many sad parts of the story, Mark and Vanessa. We know the grandmother is in the hospital right now tonight. As of now, there's no official motive in this massacre.
Panicked parents run towards the Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas.
We do know that there are parents who have lost children, families that have lost children.
A deadly shooting at the school, activating heavily armed police officers to move in.
When parents drop their kids off at school, they have every expectation to know that they're going to be able to pick their child up when that school day ends. And there are families who are in mourning right now, and the state of Texas is in mourning with them for the reality that these parents are not going to be able to pick up their children.
An 18-year-old suspected gunman killing innocent children and a teacher, shaking the tight-knit community and the country. Texas's governor says it is believed the shooter was killed by responding officers.
The suspect did act alone during this heinous crime.
We're in the process of obtaining detailed background information on the subject, his motive, the types of weapons used, the legal authority to possess them, and conduct a comprehensive crime scene investigation and reconstruction.
And we understand every time news like this hits, students, parents, and schools immediately start asking the question, what can be done to prevent this in my school or my child's school? I spoke to a local software developer who works with the local schools and police departments, and he says there has to be an onion-layered approach to school safety.
Things like an options-based response protocol. Oftentimes the government sponsors something we call run, hide, fight. There are other variations that exist out there, but teaching staff and students to do something as opposed to nothing is paramount to the preservation of life. In addition, technology plays a huge role in this, to locking down doorways, to notifying all the staff in the building of a potential deadly threat, to getting law enforcement on scene faster.
And to see the department and schools using his technology, head to our website, Boston25news.com. He says that onion-layered approach, Mark and Vanessa, will work better than having metal detectors or trying to make schools look like a prison, because he says that just won't necessarily be a deterrent. Guys?
Wale, thank you. We are learning more tonight about security protocols at the school.
Yeah, their security plan says the district has 4 law enforcement personnel. That includes a chief, detective, and 2 officers. The school has a locked classroom door policy. That means teachers are instructed to keep their classroom doors locked, closed at all times. Local lawmakers are weighing in tonight on the shooting.
We'll start with Senator Ed Markey. He tweeted, "I am horrified by news of another mass shooting, and my heart breaks for the families of the young children and teacher killed in Uvalde. Congress has a moral responsibility to end gun violence now. To those who refuse to act, there are no excuses, only complicity and shame."
Governor Charlie Baker shared his thoughts tonight, saying, quote, "I am horrified by the senseless act of violence and lives lost at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. All kids deserve to feel safe, and I am heartbroken that these acts of violence continue to happen in schools." The shooting comes less than 2 weeks, of course, after a gunman opened fire inside a Buffalo, New York grocery store, killing several people.
It's also nearly 10 years since the deadliest school shooting in American history. 20 students and 6 adults were killed at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut. Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy joined Congress in 2012, just months before that shooting. He had an emotional message today on the Senate floor. Take a listen.
There are 14 kids dead in an elementary school in Texas right now. What are we doing? What are we doing? But by doing something, we at least stop sending this quiet message of endorsement to these killers whose brains are breaking, who see the highest levels of government doing nothing, shooting after shooting. What are we doing? Why are we here?
Following the shooting, Texas Senator Ted Cruz spoke about gun rights.
Here's what he said about preventing tragedies like the one we saw today.
You see politicians try to politicize it. You see Democrats and a lot of folks in the media whose immediate solution is to try to restrict the constitutional rights of law-abiding citizens. That doesn't work. It's not effective. It doesn't prevent crime. We know what does prevent crime, which is going after felons and fugitives and those with serious mental illness, arresting them, prosecuting them when they try to illegally buy firearms.
Today, we spoke with Boston 25 security analyst Dan Linsky about the tragedy in Texas. He said the whole incident is just heartbreaking.
And we asked him what comes next in this investigation.
The process of removing individuals who are injured and individuals who are deceased from the scene is a long process. To make sure we do it right, we've got to document that. That's a mind-numbing process for parents who just want to see their child. And they're going to do that first. They're going to recover those kids. They're going to have to go through. The school is going to be shut down and closed. Who knows if anyone wants to attend it again, if we need to, bring it down like Newtown did and start fresh. But we've got to document the evidence, find out what's there physically for evidence, what's there in the digital world, what's there in testimonial or witness statements, and piece this together to give a full accounting of what happened and what didn't happen to the parents and to the children who were involved here. We owe them that. We owe the community that. And that'll be going on for the next couple of weeks, months, and years to come.
The Honor Grace Project, an organization made in honor of a girl killed in the Sandy Hook shooting, posted tips today for parents to talk to your kids about news like today's.
And we want to share those with you tonight. It says the way you present news to your child matters almost as much as the news itself. The project says provide age-appropriate information. Reassure them that they can ask questions. Limit how much news and social media your kids see. Keep an eye out for changes in their behavior.
And stay with Boston 25 News as we follow the developments in Texas. Boston 25 Morning News will have anything that happens overnight